Hiya. Just been playing about with my alcohol inks, and I've got this here, which is so pretty. And then I realised I'd be as well sharing it with you. So the colours that I've got on my applicator are lettuce, stream, and juniper, and the mixative that I put on it is copper. It's probably not the most popular colour copper, but I thought I'd try it, and all I'm doing is just dabbing the pad onto it. And it gives it a really nice pattern, and you can move your applicator round about to give it a different pattern. What I will say is don't put too much mixative on it. If you put, the mixatives are copper, silver, gold, pearl, and they also have snowcap, which is a white, but it's an opaque white. And to me, I never bought it because I don't think I would use it. It's really heavy white. From what I've seen, might be wrong, but as I said, that's me just hammering it, and as you just see the applicator, there's still loads of ink on that. I'm going to try and lift this. It'll be wet for a bit, but where's my tweezers? They're there. As I said, I had done some purple earlier that I showed you when I was doing my room tour, but I wanted to try the green colour. My golly, it's gorgeous, look. I mean, how pretty is that? And as I said, you can go back over it. You just add a tiny wee bit of mixative on it, blender on it. Just put a wee spot, and that just kind of loosens the ink again. I've put 4 drops on in my applicator. I'll see if I can find another. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to go to the back of it, because this is actually double-sided. Right, and you'll see this when I go onto this. It's just, I've actually got some purple on the back of this because I was working with purples earlier, but it'll blend fine, and you'll see it's just, some of the colours with it are lovely, and you can go in and put extra colour on it if you want more mixative, like more copper in it, or more blue. Go ahead, not a problem. But there you go. I mean, that's me just added 4 drops of the blending solution, and I've come up with that, and it is a lot lighter than the other side. I mean, that's really vibrant, really dark, and it's so pretty. If you were to put a topper on that, I don't even know if I've got a topper nearby. No, I've not. But if you were to put a topper on top of that, it would stand out. 100%, it would stand out. It's beautiful, and as I said, even the light side, that's pretty. If you were putting even like a butterfly on there and putting maybe like thank you or thinking of you, perfect card. Don't need to do anything else. It's just stunning. And as I said, you can go back in. I mean, there's not much copper on that side, so we'll just put maybe there's 2 spots of copper. says you don't need a lot on it. And I'll put that's two of lettuce there, and I'll put 2 juniper, and that'll make it greeny. The stream's the more blue colour. 1, 2. I have put 3 of the juniper. Juniper's one of the light ones, but it still works beautifully. And you'll just see what it does with that when you're dabbing that over it. And as I said, you can turn it, you can twist it, and just a couple of drops of blender on it because it is quite dry. That's 3 drops of blender I put on it there, and you'll see the difference it makes. It's just the effects you get, you'll never get 2 effects the same. You might have very similar to what someone else has made. You could do this technique a million times, and I swear you would very, very doubtfully ever make the same background twice. I mean, look, that's the gold, more of the copper through it. It's really nice. I can't say much else about it if I'm honest. And as I said, if you want to lighten it, put more blender on it. You can see me having to buy more of this. Because you can use this for cleaning up as well, your blender. I'll show you that in a minute because that's quite good. But there is another product that I'm going to have a wee look into. That you can make your own blending solution, so I'm going to look into that because I think if you were using that a lot it would cost you a fortune. And I'm going to need to look at the applicator idea as well to see if I can make another applicator somehow. I would imagine that you could use cotton wool balls in like a lid or something, like the finger dauber style. I think you probably could. I don't think it would make much of a difference. There you go there. I mean, that's so much more muted, and you'll actually find as that dries out it'll lighten even more, but it's much more blended and not as precise. I mean, that side's still vibrant and still quite patchy, but I like that. It's almost animalistic print. In fact, do you know what it reminds me of? I used to love Monet prints. I had a bit of a fascination with Claude Monet, and that's what that kind of reminds me of. If you look closely at it, you can see the blotchy work. It's got that similarity to it. So I really like that. I probably actually would try and do something similar to that. And you can stamp on top of this as well once it's dry with Stays On or Ranger Archival. Right, and I'll show you how you can clean this up. But as I said, this was my purple applicator. I'm not throwing that out. I'll put that back in my box, and if I'm doing purple again, I'll use the same applicator. And the same with my green. I'm not binning them because they cost a bloody fortune. But there's a wee scoop of the blending solution, and as you'll see, my table has got quite a lot of green on it there, and it just wipes away. I mean, a lot of folk use craft mats, the heatproof mats that Tim Holtz Ranger released, but I prefer my glass cutting mat because it saves me having to change over from cutting mat to scope pad to blending pad type of thing. I can do it all in one. And these are a few things I've been working on this afternoon. I'm going to just show you them because I've got them kind of hidden under here. These were some of the pimple ones that I had been working on. But see if these will pop out quickly. Yep. I'm going to use these so that they're quite thick. But look at that. The button. And you can make it double-sided, as you've just seen with that. If you're doing it on both sides, easily, you can do that. But if you're putting it on a project, and what I've done is the pad, the cutting mat that I was using was really worn. In fact, it actually snapped while I was working with it today. Don't know what I've done when it's there. Look, crack. But it's well worn. I'll use them until they crack. Don't care how bent and beveled they get. But because they were a bit bent and beveled, they've actually gave it like a textured look. I don't even know if that'll pick it up properly. But it's like a leatherette type. It's really pretty. And I've done the flower one as well, and that's a tag that I've done using the same idea. Can't wait till tomorrow till my paper order comes. It's been shipped today, so I'm hoping it's here tomorrow. Probably won't be because I want it, but so I can place some more. I don't know, I think the silver mixative will work on black and the gold maybe. So I'm going to try on coloured glossy paper and see what it comes up with. And I've just done a few wee tags and more buttons, flowers. Because as I said, they'll just go into my die cut folder and they'll not go wrong, because I wanted to have these. I'm going to send these to Dee. That was why I done them in purple. These will be part of her birthday parcel for when she gets home. Something nice for her to look forward to coming back. So as I said, that's been my wee playtime tonight. Jordan's away out with friends, Jaden's in at my neighbours, and Ian's away to work. So I'm just enjoying my peace and quiet with me and Maxie Poo. So, as I said, alcohol inks, I have wanted them for absolutely ages. And I've said it before, I'm an all or nothing girl. I want the whole thing. I want everything of that thing. And obviously you can't afford it. I know you can't. I don't even know why I depend on it. So Sunny sent me some over in my swap parcel. And I decided I wanted the rest. I haven't bought them all, but I have bought a good percentage of them now. If I can afford before the end of the year to get the rest, I will. If I can't, then so be it. I can live with that now. But the colours I've got, I love. I mean, that's just superb. You couldn't buy paper like that in the colours that you want. It's perfect. So that's me. Happy Larry. Can't think of anything else to say. But as I said, if I think of any more techniques with this, I will show you. I actually saw a really good technique earlier on YouTube and it was using toilet paper and rubber stamping to get a textured background. Oh my gosh, amazing. So I'm going to try that later with some dilution spray because I want it bright and funky. But you can also put them through your embossing folders. Oh, I'm excited. I know, I'm easily pleased. But definitely, I would advise you to go for alcohol inks. Go for maybe half a dozen, a couple of blues, a couple of greens, a yellow, and a mixative, and see how you go. Or if you don't like your blues and greens, go for your purples and reds. Try and stick to the same colour families because they blend better. I mean, you'll see there, that's 2 greens and a bluey green and a copper. That was 4 inks, and look at the colour you got with that. As I said, suits me just perfect. And I will be putting that, I think, on a card. Just lovely. And as I said, that's the one that's a lot more muted now. You'll see it now that it's dried properly. It's not as square where you were seeing where I had patted it. It's not as patchy now. It is quite muted. And you can see the copper in it. But it's not overdone. Love it. So, hope that gives you a wee hint with what the alcohol inks can do. So I look forward to speaking to you later. Bye for now.